Halloween is being celebrated around the world, but in Ireland, people taking part could get into trouble. It's all due to a centuries-old law which now haunts today's generation of youngsters.
These boys and girls are breaking a 262-year-old law, and their Halloween could turn out to be more of a trick than a treat if they end up jailed, not for being witches, but for dressing up as witches.
There is a law, in fact, that still exists on our statute books going back to 1736, which says that it is an offence to pretend to be a witch or to carry on witchcraft. Now, interestingly, if you open your door tonight and you see a child dressed up as a witch, that child could be committing an offence. But if you look in the sky and you see a witch going past on a broomstick, there's no offence there, because it is not illegal to be a witch, only to pretend to be a witch.
Those who fly on broomsticks and turn people into frogs have nothing to fear. But children who pretend that they can do these things could find themselves in here. And if you think it could only happen in the land of Ireland, think again. The English Parliament would have been governing here when this particular legislation came into being. So be warned, there could be a little hubble, bubble, toil and trouble elsewhere too. Unless, of course, someone casts a spell on all of those who enforce the law. David Blevin, Sky News in Dublin.
Well, with us now to explain a bit more about Halloween is Kevin Carlyon, the High Priest of British Witches. Good evening to you.
Good evening to you.
Good evening. How should we address you, actually? What should we say?
Kev the Witch.
High Priest Kev the Witch,
Kev the Witch. I'm just a normal person who has belief in supernatural abilities.
Well, we would have expected to see you in a raincoat today, but you're going to have an outdoor ceremony, aren't you, later?
We are indeed, yes. We have a big gathering in Hastings in Sussex, where we come from, with over 300 people attending, which takes place after 9 o'clock. And there will be quite a few people there getting soaking wet, but we will be feeding positive thought in and energy for many people around the world who have asked for different things.
How do these two things link up? I mean, obviously we think of Halloween and witches, but you're not the traditional black hat flying on a broomstick witch, so how do the two link?
In reality, obviously I've got a broomstick here and a pumpkin and various other
Let's
things.
have a good look at your broomstick.
Yeah.
The traditional broomstick,
yeah.
is it?
It's very ornate.
Oh, great.
We didn't actually fly up here, by the way. We got stuck in the traffic as other people do. So
And the floods.
And the floods, yeah. But in reality, they're basically props. The robe, for instance, that attunes the mind. It's like putting on jogging bottoms and training shoes. And it actually makes you, those sort of things make you feel sporty. This sort of thing attunes the mind and makes you feel more psychic and witchy, shall we say. But in reality, Halloween is a fun day to us. And the moment we get home, the first thing we'll be doing is actually scaring living daylight out of the kiddies who come and trick or treat us, you see.
So you're not very fond of them when they knock at the door then?
Yeah, no, we love kids. We love the idea of what's going on, but some of them do get a bit nasty. They do
It has
threaten
become
people.
rather aggressive in certain instances.
It has indeed, yeah. As your previous clip was saying, trick or treat is becoming a little bit dangerous and scary for elderly people. And we see Halloween as a time of fun because, okay, people think of witches on Halloween. Okay, I'm out and about tonight, on my broomstick and everything. But we exist all year round. We're normal people in brackets.
So you don't object to the commercialisation of it because you're actually doing your supernatural things, spiritual things all year round?
Yeah, I believe that commercialism is actually making it more well known to people. But we're not dancing around naked around bonfires. We're not sacrificing virgins. You can't find any nowadays anyway. But,
There might be an argument against that.
Well, who was that skull belonging to then, the
that
poor
was the
soul?
previous vicar who crossed me.
Why do you have a skull?
No, that's
part
actually made
of
of stone. That's what people expect of us.
Oh, good,
they think we're the Addams family, so I brought along a few Addams family values, shall we say.
Tell us about the symbol of the pumpkin.
Yeah.
The pumpkin, that's imported from America, just as trick-or-treaters. It's symbolic in reality. People in the olden days, Halloween, Samhain as they used to call it, believed that on this night that devils and demons and vampires would come back and see them. And they used to light candles and fires to ward off evil. The reality is now it's just a piece of fun.
But I think think that the children doing it understand it's to ward off the goblins from their door or whatever, don't they? And
Yeah,
it's,
I think they do, yeah.
great for pumpkin sales as well, I understand.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Most of the stuff now, trick-or-treat and the pumpkin sales and things, that's American tradition, but it does go back into a very serious spiritual
Briefly,
religion.
what about the people who are worried about the anti-religious nature of it?
We're not anti-religious, we're not anti-Christian. I made a crack earlier, obviously, about the skull coming from the vicar, but we respect every religious system on this planet. We would never indoctrinate children and say, look, this is Halloween, go out and worship devils or demons. We'd say, go and have a bit of fun. When you grow older, make your own mind up, because the reality is the power of positive thought, whether through prayer power or through witchcraft. But
That's
definitely white witchcraft, not the darker side.
Or red witchcraft, I suppose.
Or red witchcraft,
That's
yeah.
right. Well, let's hope it's not too wet tonight, because that'll put a bit of a...
It's going to be wet and windy, and we're certainly going to do our
Maybe
best
if you're sweeping up the leaves
to
afterwards.
get the
anyway.
broomstick up in the air, yeah. But we have to have flying permission from our local council, you see. So.
All right, well, that might be difficult to get.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.